In this video, we're going to go over profile settings. So this is where you edit the employee's username, phone numbers, bio, image, but also, and most importantly, the employee rights, what they can and cannot do in the system. And it's pretty complex because you can turn on and off almost every single feature in the system for all kinds of users, or for all the users, I should say. So, as usual, click your name in the top right-hand corner, click on Profile. Now, make sure when you want to edit another employee besides yourself, you just have them selected here. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and switch it to Dominic real quick. Before we get into employee settings, I want to go over just the basic settings here. First of all, we highly encourage that you have an uploaded image of your rep here. That way, when they create presentations with our presentation builder, it will grab their photo, and then the same with their bio down here. Make sure they fill out, just a short bio, and then when they create a presentation, they'll put their picture and the bio about that rep. Everything else is pretty easy to explain here. Reminder emails is for the calendar system, so when they want to get emailed from the calendar of an appointment that they have coming up, this is the email they'll go to. They can also put in their cell phone as well, and they'll get texts. This is where they set the production order and the traffic order, the view of which employee it's on, whether it's themselves when they go to the production order or traffic system, or if it defaults to all employees. Really, your reps, they're all going to use self. It doesn't make, first of all, they won't be able to select all employees, but your traffic and your production team, they're going to want to probably set it to all employees. That way they see all the production orders and traffic orders that are coming into the system. And that basically sets it to all employees up top here. Employee dropdown. If you have a really big company with more than a few stations, you probably want to set this to alphabetically. That way, when you're on this dropdown here, it's all just one big alphabetical order of all employees, instead of separating it by office and then in alphabetical order. Max customers is actually, you don't set it here. So this is the most customers that they can claim in the system, or create. So that will basically make it so they can never choose more than 140 customers. If they try to create or claim a customer from the open prospect list, it will tell them, hey, you have to get rid of one before you're allowed to have another one. And you actually set that employee rights here. So I'm going to open this toggle, and here's where you set the max customers. Now, in the system here, we have archive employee. So this makes it so it archives the employee, and it also disallows their login at the same time. So basically, it's like deleting the employee, but nothing in our system gets deleted. This is so if you ever have to bring up an old employee from 10 years ago, you can still view their data. Maybe you're thinking about letting them go. You can disallow their login before you archive them. So you have two options there. Underneath here, can edit rights. So this will allow them to get into employee rights here and edit other employee rights. We can see Dominic is set to no. So when he goes to select, even though he's a manager, and he goes and selects another rep, excuse me, he cannot edit their rights. Can approve pending actions. Again, that's our red flag machine. Pending actions over here notifies you of client neglect, reps rescheduling multiple times, all kinds of different stuff. And if you turn that to no, they will not see pending actions here. Next, we have can view other employees. So this will make it so this drop down either goes away or it's there. So if it's turned to yes, they then can view other employees in the company. Can view office only. That'll make it so they can view other employees, but only the ones in their office. Can transfer customers. So this will allow them to transfer the customers to other reps. This will allow them to view their sales projections report, view annual budget reports, view others' Friday reports. So they won't be able to view just their own. They'll be able to view other people in the company. Can create presentation templates. So on our presentation builder, this will allow them to create presentation templates that then your reps will use to create their presentations. View projection levels. So whether they can see the company, the sales team, or just their personal as well. And same with collections and budgets. Smart rate settings. Can create the following types of contracts: a custom rate, bonuses, fixed rate packages, trade, or one sheets. Custom rate allows them to actually set a rate for each station on each line item. So that's what that does there. Contract control. Override station rates. So when you create a contract in Smart Rate, you can actually make it to where you can edit the rate of the station over the entire contract, not just per line item. So this is per line item. This is for the entire contract. Whether they can approve or reject contracts. When a contract gets submitted in Smart Rate, it comes here to Smart Rate and then pending contracts. When they go in there, they'll be able to approve contracts or not. Now, this is for your traffic directors and whoever you want to be able to put contracts into the traffic system. And that will go to pending contracts as well. You'll notice there's two numbers over here. Pending contracts 3, so that means there's 3 waiting to get approval from a manager, and then there's 2 waiting to be put into the traffic system. Can edit rates in the multipliers and the settings that we went over in the Smart Rate settings. So can they edit the station's base rate, the length, day parts? Can they create shows and edit shows, week of the year, fixed rate packages, one sheets, and then edit the office settings as well. Below that, we have production order rights. So you can set templates in here, and once you get the settings the way you want, and you go, okay, I want all production directors to have these settings, you can then name it production or whatever you want, and then save the template. They'll then show up here. That way you don't have to go through and set all these up every time. But let's go ahead and go over the settings. So ability to assign. So can they assign a producer/talent? Can they assign dubbing? Can they assign a cart number? Can be assigned job duties? Can they be a copywriter? Can they be a producer? Can they be talent? Can they be a dubber? Or can they view only their own assignments? Can edit the POs. Okay, so can they edit the POs when it's in copy points? Can they edit it when it's in the copywriter status? Can they edit it when it's in the approval status, production, assigned, and then when it's finally completed? Can edit traffic order. Can they edit when it's in scheduling, when it's in traffic, or when it's been trafficked already? Now, production steps. I'm going to try my best on this to explain this, but again, if you have any troubles, get help, call our 1-800 number, or chat with us down here. So, when it's in the copy point stage, can they assign it? Can they move it to the copywriter status? Can they move it to approval? Can they move it to production? Can they move it to assigned? And can they move it to the complete status? Now, if we switch this to copywriters, I'm going to select this in the drop-down. I know you can't see it. But now that it's in the copywriter stage, can they return it from this stage? And then also move it forward to any of these stages down here. And the same, we go into approval. So once it's in the approval status, can they move it forward or return it as a problem? Same with production. Same with what's been assigned to talent. And then when it comes back completed from talent. Traffic steps. So scheduling, in traffic, and on air. I know you guys can't see the drop down here, but we're on scheduling now. So can they move to traffic? can they traffic it? And now once we select in traffic, can they return it once it's in traffic? And then once it's finally on air, can they return it to any of these two steps here? Make sure you hit save changes. And we understand the employee rights is a little tricky. So again, if you have any troubles, just get a hold of us.